boy Johnny Liquidator about putting together a collage video way before this injury occurred of the referees missing a bunch of calls. Well, this whole set footage kind of go hand in hand because Caitlin Clark has been taking a beating for the last year and a half, and it quickly got physical early in this season, man. There was a lot of games, especially in that Atlanta Dream game. No one really paid attention to it, but Caitlin Clark actually took a beating that game. Now, Stephanie White went on record to say it was because the New York Liberty game was the reason why she was actually hurt.
Recent footage has surfaced revealing the circumstances behind Caitlin Clark's injury during the 2025 season. The Indiana Fever star is currently on the injured reserve list, sidelined for roughly 2 weeks with a quad strain that has prompted supporters to search through game recordings for clues about what led to the setback. Supporters had been requesting a compilation showing missed referee calls long before this injury happened. This newly discovered footage appears to validate those concerns, as Clark has endured significant physical contact throughout the past 18 months, with the aggression intensifying early in the current campaign.
White went on record to say it was because the New York Liberty game was the reason why she was actually hurt. But I'm telling you right now, I think it was that Atlanta Dream game, man. I found some footage. Shout out to my boy Mike over on Twitter, man. This is very interesting. Now it's 2 videos that I want to share here with you guys that I want to react to. Now, we're not going to play the sound because it's playing music and it's actually copyrighted. So this is the first video right here, right? So this
multiple contests featured particularly rough play, with the Atlanta Dream matchup standing out. Though head coach Stephanie White publicly attributed the injury to the New York Liberty game, analysis of the Dream contest suggests otherwise. Credit goes to a Twitter user named Mike who located compelling evidence from that Atlanta matchup. 2 separate video compilations document the physical nature of that game.
So this was the Atlanta Dream game, man, from the other night when Caitlin Clark played down there in Atlanta when they was yelling, "You're in Atlanta." Check this out. Watch some of these plays, guys. Watch some of these plays on Caitlin Clark. Look at this. Look at this. See that? Grabbing, physically grabbing her, applying pressure, pushing her.
During the contest in Atlanta, where fans were vocally reminding Clark of her location, the defensive pressure was relentless. The footage shows defenders consistently grabbing, pushing, and applying constant physical pressure. Players like Brittany Griner and Ryan Howard played extremely tight defense, trapping and bumping Clark repeatedly throughout the game. Despite Clark's improved strength from dedicated weight training this season, there are limits to what any athlete's body can withstand under such constant physical stress.
Applying pressure, pushing her. Look at Brittany Griner. Look at this. Look at how physical they are. Now, granted, Caitlin Clark has been in the weight room this season, but I'm telling you right now, there is only so much your body can take, man. Look at how close Ryan Howard playing her. This is crazy. And this is just one video. I got another one I want to show you guys as well. But look at
the compiled footage shows defenders crowding her space, pushing her off balance, and employing aggressive tactics that went largely uncalled by officials. One compilation includes clips from both last season and the current year, demonstrating a pattern of physical play that Clark has faced consistently. The footage includes memorable incidents from the previous year, including the notorious Chennedy Carter incident and the eye poke by Dejounte Carrington, illustrating the sustained physical toll accumulated over nearly 2 years. Fresh clips from recent games show the pattern continuing.
But look at how they trapping her like this. Pushing her, throwing her off. Just crazy, man. The level of assault Caitlin Clark has already taken this season. Now, this right here was interesting to me. So this post right here, let me see if I can get to the caption of this one. This post right here states, when you allow this kind of behavior in your league, someone is bound to.
Clark's three-point shooting had noticeably declined in the games leading up to the injury announcement, suggesting she may have been playing through discomfort. This raises questions about Coach White's decision to take Clark off the ball during recent games. The coaching decision that drew criticism might have been protective rather than strategic. White potentially reduced Clark's ball handling responsibilities because she recognized the injury situation, attempting to decrease the workload on her star player.
This one. This post right here states, when you allow this kind of behavior in your league, someone is bound to get hurt eventually. The WNBA needs to protect its players. Caitlin Clark deserves better. Now, the hits have finally caught up with Caitlin Clark, and I believe that could be the case, man. Let's check it out. Hold on, let me mute this one too. So some of these stuff is from last year as well. She took a beating last year. We all remember that. That was the Kenny Carter thing. I poked DJ Carrington.
When White returned the ball to Clark in the second half of the Liberty game, it may have been a necessary adjustment to salvage a competitive finish, which nearly succeeded. Clark's absence presents a significant challenge for the league. There has been ongoing discussion about the organization's role in protecting its marquee player, and this situation will test how the competition fares without its biggest attraction. The franchise faces its next matchup against the Washington Mystics, requiring other roster members to elevate their performance.
It's just a beating. This young lady has took the last year and a half, almost 2 years, man. Look, now that was new there. All this new right here. Look at, come on, man. Look, watch him. Boom. Trapping her.
Players like Sophie Cunningham and Kelsey Mitchell must increase their production, while Coach White faces pressure to maximize the roster's potential during this difficult period. Losing any starter creates obstacles, but losing the team's premier talent makes recovery particularly challenging. Various reactions online highlight the concern about officiating standards. Comparisons have been drawn to the NBA's evolution in protecting players and growing viewership, with suggestions that the Women's League remains decades behind in this regard.
Trapping her. And I'm telling you right now, man, Caitlin Clark's shot was off, bro. These last couple games, she was not shooting well from three. We all seen it. She's missing a bunch of shots. I believe Caitlin Clark been hurt, bro. Granted, Stephanie White did take her off the ball, but now we see possibly why Stephanie White took her off the ball. Now, that's something that we haven't talked about here is, Stephanie White taking her off the ball. Stephanie White.
Some observers worry about intentional strategies to physically overwhelm Clark, while others debate whether the contact shown constitutes legitimate fouls or acceptable defensive intensity. The situation underscores broader questions about player safety protocols and competitive standards. The documented physical play raises concerns about whether adequate protections exist for skilled players who draw intense defensive attention. With Clark temporarily absent, the coming weeks will reveal both the team's resilience and the league's ability to maintain momentum without its most prominent star.
With a basketball in her hand, y'all know I'm going to bring it to you. Now, this footage is coming back from 2017, and I'm here to tell you, Caitlin Clark was in high school. Let's take a look at this clip. Let's react to it. Let's blow it up. Let's dive right into this story. So Caitlin Clark wasn't even wearing 22. So Caitlin Clark's original number was not 22. She's wearing number 11. That's an interesting fact.
Recently discovered basketball clips from 2017 featuring Caitlin Clark have been circulating widely across social media platforms. The vintage recordings showcase the future star during her high school days in Iowa, offering a glimpse into her early development as a player. The throwback video reveals several interesting details that fans might find surprising. Most notably, Clark wasn't wearing her iconic number 22 jersey at the time.
Could you guys just imagine all the people back here that's sitting down at this thing, not even knowing what's in front of them? They're not knowing 5 years from now, she's going to be the biggest name in all of basketball. And these people are just nonchalant. That's why, man, like when you go to these events, especially as parents or just fans, like I try to watch all the young players because you never know who those high school players might become. One of my high school classmates became Drew Hanlon.
Instead, she competed wearing number 11, which serves as a fascinating piece of trivia for those who follow her career closely. What makes the footage particularly remarkable is how unremarkable it must have seemed to spectators at the time. The audience members sitting in those bleachers had no way of knowing they were watching someone who would eventually become one of basketball's most recognizable names. Within just a few years, this high school athlete would transform into a household name across the sport.
Because you never know who those high school players might become. One of my high school classmates became Drew Hanlon. Like Drew. I went to high school with Drew. Went to high school with a lot of people that turned out to be great people in the world, bro. So that's just like, you just always pay attention to folks.
This reality highlights why paying attention to young talent at these events can be so rewarding. You never quite know which players will rise to prominence. The playing style displayed in the 2017 footage appears strikingly familiar to anyone who has watched Clark in recent years. Her approach to the game seems remarkably consistent, suggesting that her fundamental skills and basketball instincts were already well developed even back then. The way she moves, handles the ball, and creates opportunities hasn't changed dramatically over the years.
Bro, is it me or does Caitlin Clark game look the same? Now, this was back in 2017. 2017. She's been playing the same way. And one.
One particularly impressive sequence from the old recording shows Clark executing a behind-the-back pass, a flashy move that demonstrates her advanced court vision and ball handling abilities were already present during her high school career. This type of creative playmaking has become a signature element of her game, and seeing it displayed so early in her journey underscores just how naturally gifted she was from a young age. The entire sequence showcases the kind of basketball IQ and technical skill that would eventually make her a standout performer at the collegiate and professional levels. Beyond the nostalgic footage, recent developments surrounding Clark have sparked fresh discussions in the basketball community.
No way. No way what she doing back. Hold on, bro. We gotta see. No, what she's not doing behind the back.
A significant topic of debate centers around Team USA basketball activities and roster decisions. Clark has indicated interest in participating in national team events during the WNBA offseason following her 2025 season. Initially, speculation pointed toward her involvement in a USA basketball training camp scheduled for early March, which connects to the 2026 FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament running from March 11th through March 17th. While her participation in those specific events remains uncertain, Clark is confirmed to attend a USA basketball women's team training camp in Durham, North Carolina from December 12th through 14th.
What she doing back? Hold on, bro. We gotta see. No, what she's not doing behind the back passes in 2017, bro. Hold on, wait a minute. We gotta watch this whole little sequence over, bro. I know she did not hit him with the behind the back pass. Let's see this.
Coach Stephanie White is also expected to be present at this camp. The assembled roster for these activities has generated considerable enthusiasm, essentially representing the foundation of the next Olympic squad. The roster announcement has triggered substantial debate among fans, particularly regarding whether Clark deserves a starting position on Team USA. Social media platforms have become battlegrounds for these discussions, with supporters presenting various lineup configurations and arguing over which players should occupy the starting 5 spots.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, guys, I'm going to play this again. I'm going to shut up and not interrupt doing this. I'm going to let y'all see it all the way in its entirety. Let me.
The conversations reflect broader tensions within the basketball community between traditional perspectives and newer viewpoints on player evaluation. Some observers question why certain veteran players would be prioritized over Clark in starting lineups, given her exceptional performance and current status as arguably the best point guard in competitive basketball. These debates illustrate ongoing disagreements about how to assess talent and distribute playing time, especially when balancing experienced international competitors against rising stars who have dominated recent domestic competition. The contrast between the unassuming high school footage and the current intense scrutiny surrounding every aspect of Clark's career development demonstrates just how dramatically her profile has elevated. What was once a relatively anonymous high school game in Iowa has become a viral moment precisely because of who that young player eventually became. The transformation from promising prep athlete to cultural phenomenon has been swift and remarkable, making any archival material from her earlier years inherently newsworthy to her massive fan base who are eager for any basketball content during the off-season period.